Hello, and welcome to Tip of the Week by CADtech Seminars, also known as freerevittraining.com. In this video, we're going to cover how to use view filters in Revit MEP. View filters can be used in all versions of Revit, including architecture and structural, but in this instance, we're going to try some little tips and tricks with the MEP version. Okay, we're going to switch on over to Revit MEP. I'll be running in Revit 2010, but this can be done in other versions of Revit also. In the earlier versions, not a big deal. Okay, so here we are. Now, I've also made some little quick filter components, which you can do without a problem. In this view, you'll see I have some piping. Now, over here, I've created these little connectors. Very simple. All it is just a little component that has a connector on it. So if I roll over it, you'll see it says System Type Marker Sanitary. And for the most part, all it is a little square or cube, and I've added a connector in the family. That connector, I've tied the radius to the block itself. So if you come in here, you'll see it says 12-inch connector. If you go to Element Properties, Instance Properties, and you'll see it says right here, Pipe Diameter 1. Now if I change this, so let's say I'll delete that. I'll make the pipe diameter maybe just 6 inches. We'll put a 0 right here. And we hit OK. You'll notice that the number changes. So it's parametric, it drives. Now I've got this pipe here and I've got this little object. You'll notice that the pipe is gray. By default, Revit marks pipes in gray. If I was to go to VV, which is Visibility Graphics, it's just a shortcut I type. You'll see here we have Visibility Graphics, and we come down here and we can actually see that pipes are on. Not a problem. But what if we have different types of pipes? Notice they're not listed in here in the categories. What if we have domestic hot water, domestic cold water, sanitary, etc., and we want to color code them? In AutoCAD, you just create multiple layers and move them to different layers. In Revit, you actually use things called filters. They're actually pretty sweet. It works with the database, and what it does, it actually queries. So for instance, you'll see I have some preset colors here. And for instance, we'll take a look at sanitary. Now, you'll see here I have a color, it's a pattern, and I'll click on it, and I'm telling Revit, whenever you see a pipe that is a member of the sanitary type, or we have noted as a type, sanitary type, that it then goes and color codes all the pipes in this view, and only this view only. Now I've come in here and I set the color to some baby poop green, alright, and then I've told it to fill with a solid fill. So if I'm doing a 3D or I'm doing a let's say a shade, you have a nice pretty look there. So I'm going to hit cancel out of that. So you can see how we set this one up. Now how do you create them? Well, I'm going to go down here to Edit, and you'll see we have some that are already in here. If you'd open this up and let's say MEP, you would actually see some already. But for the most part, what you'll do is you pick on or create new, see new, and you create a name. We'll create a new one, let's say, for something different. Let's say we're going to have hot cheese. It's going to flow through this, and that's what it is, hot cheese. And that's what we want to flow through our pipes. Maybe we're at a concession stand out at the ballpark, and we hit OK. Now, this is going to be our filter, hot cheese. Now, at this point, we can come out here and we can actually what do we want to filter in color code. So I'm going to say, okay, go find any pipes, let's say pipe fittings and pipe accessories, and I'm going to hit hide uncheck categories. Go find any of these that have a filter. Okay, we can filter by cost, description, system name, system type. Now, system types by default, there are only a certain type. There are only certain, for instance, filter types. There's a limited amount, but you can come in here and say filter type equals other. Okay, I'll type in other, and then if we had a name, let's say we had a system name, and we called it cheese, it would actually go and look for those two, I guess, quantifiers. It would say, does that pipe accessory, pipe fitting, and pipe, any of these fit these two criteria? If it does fit these criteria, then it would come back here and we could say add. I should hit cancel out of that. But what we do is, let's just hit add on here so you'll see. I'm going to add domestic. I hit OK. And it pops in. If the criteria is met, that it is, let's say, of the other family, and it is, let's say, a system name of cheese, then change the color of it. So that's how it works. Now I'm going to remove it, and we'll take a look at one of these other ones that we've already set up. Let's take a look at, let's say, cold water. I'll go back down here, Edit New, and you'll see this one says domestic cold water. When the pipe accessories or a pipe fitting or a piece of pipe has in its database, or part of it is a system type that is cold water, and it, for instance, system type contains the word domestic cold, then color code it, as we marked here, as blue. So that's how the filters work. Now there's one little caveat about filters. Though all the pipes are turned on, if I come over here and I turn off sanitary, it will filter out. It'll say look through, and if you see that it fits that criteria, then turn it off. So be real careful with this. For instance, if you hit a pipe and you associate it with, let's say, a system type and it disappears, don't panic. Chances are, in the filters here, that system type has been turned off, a filter has been turned off. So we're going to give it a shot now. We've got all these on. You'll see it says sanitary, and we hit OK. Now, to add something to say I can grab this pipe, and I'm going to say I'm going to add that to a system. Well, I don't know. I look up here. I don't see any system options. I go to Elements, Instance Properties again. I look through here, System Type, undefined. It's grayed out. I can't play with it. System Name. So how could we fix this problem? Well, we could associate a piece of plumbing to it. We could bring a toilet in here, snap it on in, and instantly, bam, sanitary. That's how pipes know what they're supposed to do. When you pop on a fixture or a mechanical piece of equipment, one of these things, a plumbing fixture, piece of equipment, if you're doing HVAC, air terminals, etc., then it understands what it is, and that's how it color codes everything. So for instance, if I zoom out, you'll see on this one here, I've got a piece of equipment. And a piece of equipment coming off of here has certain criteria and it has certain connectors. So if I grab on this duct here, and I go up top, Element Properties, and I go to Instance Properties, you'll see that it's a member of the air supply. Okay, our supply air. So that's how it is tagged and color coded, because you'll see it says supply air and system name default supply air. So we'll take a look at this, and we'll go change the color in the filter right now. So we know it's a member of supply air. So I'll type VV. Go to Filters. You'll see Mechanical Supply. Now really we don't know the criteria right here, so let's go down and take a look. So we say, okay, if the mechanical supply, ducts, fittings, and accessories, if the system type contains supply, then make it blue. That's how it works. Okay. So what we're going to do is just come in here. I'm going to change the pattern color, just so you can kind of see how this works. So the filter down here is doing all the filtering work, and now we're just telling it to color code it by. So I'm going to say let's change it to bright yellow. I hit OK there. I hit OK. That's a pretty bright yellow, but when I hit OK, notice how all the pipes turn yellow. So it's driven by these little connectors. Now, what if you don't want to stick a toilet on the end of this pipe just yet, or you don't have any components yet to stick on it, but you want to color code your pipe at the present time? What we can do is we can create, actually if you want to download from my site, or you can email me, again it's freerevittraining.com. I can send you the connectors. They should be sent along with this video, so you shouldn't have a problem. Now, how do I bring these in? Well, what we can do is we can actually just bring them on in from, just load them like you would any block, any family. Little flashback there from AutoCAD. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, so there's no smoke and mirrors, I'm going to go to a brand new drawing, and I'm going to show you how to bring all this stuff in. So let's go up top. We're going to go to MEP, New. Alright, fires up. We're going to go Browsing. I'm just going to pick the mechanical default, hit Open. Now the mechanical default does have some filters in it. Alright, so here we go. Now we don't have any piping in here, so I'm just going to do a quick little trick just to save some time and energy. Switch windows. We're going to go to this little guy here. I'm going to grab this pipe. Now a quick way to grab pipe is to roll over it. I hit Tab, 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 and see how it cycles through it, grabs it all. I've highlighted the whole group. Now I'm just going to hit Copy to the clipboard. We'll minimize this. I will switch over, Control Tab. Alright, and I'm going to hit Paste. And we go down here, Paste. And we could probably paste by level. I don't think it's a real big deal, but we'll just hit OK on that. Alright, so it's bringing it on in, and we hit OK on that. So it's going to place the pipes, and you'll notice it placed it in the same X, Y, Z as the others. Now at this point, you'll notice that, hey, wait a second, they've turned colors. Well, it's just because I had them highlighted. So now, we have them here. I'm going to go to 3D. Here's our pipes. Now, at this point, when we look at it, we're going to say, okay, got some pipes here. I may thicken them up, so we may go here to detailing, so we can just see them a little thicker. Now, you notice that they're all white. If I was to go to shading, you'd see they're pretty much all gray. So that's what we have so far. Let's take a look at our filters. Type V. Notice there's no filters here. Don't panic. I'm going to hit Edit New, and you'll notice that some of them are already in here. They come by default. Now you'll notice that this list is a little shorter than mine because I had hydronic supply and hydronic return. I also had other. Notice it's not in here. Again, don't panic. The one thing about Revit is we can pretty much borrow anything from any other drawing. So I'm going to hit Cancel. Cancel out of this. And we're going to go to a thing up here under Manage. If we look through here, now you might be able to see yours. Little buttons. There's one here called Transfer Project Standards. I'm going to fire this off. Now what we can do is go to other, let's say, Revit files. This one here is Revit color filters that I've created. Hit Check None. I'm going to scroll on down and I'm going to grab some filters here. So I fire up the filters. What it's going to do, it's going to go into this Revit file, or this Revit project, and in essence copy them over to this one. And you can see we can copy just about anything or any setting from one Revit project to another. We're just going to take the filters. We hit OK. So the filters come on over. Let's check it out. VV. Go back to filters. Notice you're like, well, nothing's in here. Well, we didn't actually tell it to add them yet, but let's take a look. Notice we have mechanical other. We have, well, I think that may have already been here. We have other, hydronic supply, hydronic return. So if you add these in one project, you can then pull them in the future. You'll see how they have certain criteria depending on what I'm looking for. All right. So let's cancel out of that. And they're in, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, how do I tell this pipe to be, let's say, sanitary? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up top, and we're going to load in. I'm going to go up top and insert my blocks. Excuse me, there we go again. I'm going to insert my families. Now, the families I'm going to use, I'm going to go out here, and let's see where we put them. I think I put them on a desktop, Revit stuff. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them. I thought I put them in another location also. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just take them from here. So, come on down here and you'll see we have I don't think they're in here. Let's check that out. Let's hit up. Right in here. Okay, you'll notice we have the hydronic return, hydronic supply, domestic, and sanitary, and another. So I'm going to grab all of these, and what these are, think of them as like a toilet or any other mechanical piece of equipment that has specified connectors on it. Now when I bring it in, these little connectors, I just throw them together kind of quick. They're very simple. It is a cube with an arrow, and it also has an X on the front, so you know where it is. Now if I want to bring one of these in, first of all, I'm going to check the height of this pipe. You'll see the pipe's at a height of, let's say, 12 feet off the level. So we're going to go back to level 1 here. Okay, again, we will check. Let's see, we'll go to level 2 so we can actually see if we can see that pipe. Alright, we'll pick this pipe, and let's see, we've got an offset of 12. Alright, so I'm going to come in here, and we're going to go and actually bring in a piece of mechanical equipment. Now you'll notice we've got these little items, right? There is the hydronic return, hydronic supply, other sanitary. We go on down the list. Just for simplicity, we'll bring in, let's say, sanitary right now. And it's a little block. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to place it. Now if I zoom in on it, you see the little arrow? The little arrow is telling you where the connector is. So I'm going to place it right there. Boom. Now, it may not be at the right elevation, so I'm just going to click on it. And earlier it was set at 12, so let's go check it out now. Elevation, offset of 12. Now in theory, if all goes well, it should be at the right elevation and at the right location. We'll go back to 3D. Now, so much for that. It's looks like it's not in the right location. We'll spin it around, and it's probably about 12 units off. So let's go back. Let's go check out an elevation. Those always help out. Okay, we can see that little guy there, and he is about 12 feet too high. So let's come down here, and we're going to bring him on down. Alright, moving down a little bit further. We can use the nudge for the arrow keys. We're just going to try to get it about where we think it is. Alright, close enough. Now we'll go back to 3D. So here's our little connector. Here's our pipe. So to really see it happen, have a little whiz bang, we're going to type in filters. Now, I guess before I do that, let's check what this is. I roll over it, and it says it's sanitary. It's off the screen, but that's what it says. Now hit VV again, go to filters, add a filter. What filter do you want to add? I'm going to add a whole bunch of them. Sanitary, domestic water, and hydronics, and OK. Hit OK, they all fall in. Now I'm going to come in here and say sanitary, and I'm going to tell it to take the fill. And again, we're going to take the color, set it to that beautiful color there. Alright. So now it says whenever it's sanitary, make it that funky color. We hit OK. Alright, so here we are. Now this is an object that is on this it's a sanitary component, and here's pipes, and these pipes are associated with nothing. Just to verify that again, we'll drop this down. Instance type, you'll see that the system type is undefined. Now if I grab this object and I drop it down, instance type, and you'll see it is sanitary. Also, the pipe diameter is quite large, so if we want to change it, we can. It's up to you. Hit OK. So now is the trick to make it all happen. What we're going to do is use a little tool called Connect Into. I just select it, and then I pick the pipe I want to connect into, and notice how all the pipes have now gone poop yellow. So by doing that, even if I go back to, let's say, hidden line, you'll notice that they're still at bright yellow. So because I used a fill. So just a quick way to really do some fun things to make them set up. Now you're thinking, okay, that's cool. Well, what if I want another system very similar? Well, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab this. Actually, let's see. It might still be on my clipboard. I'm going to hit paste, and it's coming in again. All right, and I'm just going to try to place it out somewhere. If it'll let me paste it somewhere else. That's not let me paste somewhere else. All right, let's just do this. We'll grab this piping. Hold control down, grab all this, right? I'll use the copy command. Let's go back to level 1. Okay. Now we're not seeing it in here because we have the filters turned on, so that may be one of the reasons why it's not popping up. And you can see we're in mechanical. So let's go down to plumbing, and now we can see it. So if I just take this here, and we'll just do something simple, copy, and I drag from here to here. Probably, this will work just fine. We'll hit redo on that. I'm going to go to 3D. That's what the button I was looking for, actually. You'll notice this pipe does not have, doesn't have a connector, right? You're thinking, oh man. Well, a couple things we can do. Once you've got them set up, I'm just going to come in here, and let's say I take this pipe and I drag it back off of there. Alright, you'll notice it turns back gray because it's not connected to the connector anymore. What we can do is then take that object, change it from sanitary, since we loaded them all in, to change it to, let's say, domestic hot. Now once we change it to domestic hot, if we connect it back again, it will be good to go. So I'm going to come over here now and connect it back again. So let's go back up to select the object. Alright, you'll see it says it's associated with cold water. Connect into this one here, and you'll see the pipes will connect in. And that's all nice. Notice it's not turning colors yet. It's because we have not set a filter. So we'll set 2 more filter colors. I'm going to say change this one to color of red. Hit OK. Pattern of that. OK. We'll do that wrong color. Let's try that again. Okay, hot water, and we'll do the same thing with hot water. We'll make it nice and bright red. I'll hit OK on that, and pick this color here, and OK. Alright, so now I got a few of them. We hit OK on that. So notice it turned blue now. Now if you go to try to change the object while it's a part of the system, you drop it down, you'll notice it's not happy with that. It says, I'm part of this system, it's a cold water system now, don't go and break it up. Now some other things we can do if you want to bring it down further. Let's say for instance you've got a natural gas line, a storm drain, you've got all these different ones. Now they're not organized by, let's say there's not a system type already defined in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pipe and I'm going to drag it back again. Now you'll notice that when I drag it back, the system goes free. I'll take this little button here. And another little trick, if you hit the space bar, it rotates. Okay, should have mentioned that when it came in. We can take this object and change it to something else. Now this time, let's say I want it to be, let's say natural gas. Now if I look in here, I've got some of these predetermined ones. I got one here called Other. Now Other will cover, I guess, all the other types. Now what we need to do with the filters is do something a little different. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to grab here and we're going to drag this back, and you'll notice now actually we should do connect it. That's actually a good point. Whenever possible, don't just drag them and try to connect them, because half the time they don't work. What you do is just tell it to connect to the system, connect into, and that way it'll blend in and it actually works. We'll type in VV and we'll make it go to Other, and then we'll create a new video to get fancy with the other stuff. I have no idea what this is going to look like, this funny hatch type, but let's just try it out. Apply. Okay. We can see if we go back to hidden line. I see it's got some funny hatch pattern on it. So there we go. That's how you can separate the different types out. In the next video, we'll take it a little bit further into these filters and see how we can really get fancy with it.